is for work. I'm about to work on that. And in a little bit, like later on today, I'm getting with my Vision Sisters. For the ones who don't know, I used to be in this mentor program when I was younger. And yeah, like, so basically, these are my sisters in Christ. I love them. So we don't really get a chance to hang out a lot just because, one of my sisters live out of state, but she so happens to be in town this week. So all of us are getting together. We are going to spend the day together, and I'm so excited because we usually don't get a chance to do this often. So I'm excited to just vibe with them and yeah, just be outside today. It's going to be a great start of the weekend. Great start of the weekend. So yeah, we have that plan. I'm not exactly sure what all we're going to be doing, but when we link up, we just go with the flow. Like and sometimes that's the best way. Like, don't even make any plans. Just let us see where the day takes us. So we're going to be doing a little dilly dally today, guys. I'm excited. It's been a while since I did a little dilly dally. So yeah, so like I said, I have some work I have to do first before I head out, and yeah. But I would definitely be vlogging our day. Y'all know I'm gonna bring y'all with us.
And it's a difference of like, right? But it's like every 5 6. Dark blue. What you said, the cereal one time?
Y'all say hi to my vlogs. My sis. Get my footage. Say hey, vlog. So I am currently still reading You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. Like I said, I got sidetracked, y'all. Like, the goal was to at least finish it yesterday, but I started doing other stuff. And then I had the nerve to go to the bookstore today and get more books. But these books I actually purchased, which I ended up getting 6 books for under $40, which wasn't bad. I went to this place called Second and Charles. So this part of the vlog, which I say this vlog is everywhere, guys. Like I told y'all, like, I recap, me hanging out with my sisters, my current read. I got a book review in here. We just rolling with it, okay? So this section of the vlog, I will be sharing the 6 books that I purchased today. at 2nd and Charles. And this is on a whim. These books I'm definitely not reading right now because, like I say, my TBR is already long. I already shared with y'all my July reads, and my August reads is already booked. Like, I have 3 self-help books that I'm definitely going to read in August, and I already have 3 books that I don't know if I'm going to read those books or not, but let's just say I've already started my August list, which is crazy because I'm not even halfway through my July list. But I'm just a girl that likes to read. I just love to read, so I can never have too many books. But I just felt like purchasing some more books, guys. So, first up, The Favorite Sister by Jessica Knoll, author of Luckiest Girl Alive. I've heard great things about this author. I never read a book by her. I did see, because they made a movie, The Luckiest Girl Alive. I know it was based off a book. I never read the book, but I did see the movie with Mila Kunis. I did see the movie and I liked it. So if I like this book, I'll probably read The Luckiest Girl Alive. So yeah, so this is book 1, The Favorite Sister by Jessica Knoll. This, like I say, these books that I picked up, y'all, will not be read anytime soon. They will be read throughout the year. Now this one, second one, 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I might go ahead and slide this one in my summer reads just because it says 7 days in June. So I'm assuming it's a summer read. And the blurbs, a sexy modern love story by Reese Witherspoon. And this was also a part of Reese's book club. So, okay. All right. I've heard of Tia Williams. I never read a book by her, though. So, looking forward to this one. Next up is Meridian by Alice Walker. I've read The Color Purple, so of course I already know who Alice Walker is. She's a legend. So yeah, I just happened to pick this one up, and it was only $5. Like, all these books I got, guys, like I said, I got all these books. I got 6 books for under $40. So all these books were discounted, of course, because yeah, like I say, use your resources. Remember I told y'all, if you got a library card, use that library card. Okay? You don't have to buy every book that you read. I wholeheartedly believe that you don't have to buy every book that you read. There is a will and a way to read as many books as you want without, breaking your wallet. So, let's read the synopsis. We're not going to read the synopsis on all of them, but let's read the synopsis on this one. For the millions of readers who love The Color Purple, Alice Walker award-winning novel Meridian is a poignant and powerful story of the American South in the 1960s and of one woman who risked her life for the people she loves. Meridian Hall, a courageous young activist, creates peace and understanding by dedicating herself, heart and soul, to her civil rights work, touching the lives of all those she meets, even when her health begins to deteriorate. When the old rules of Southern society collapsing around her, Meridian fights a lonely battle to reaffirm her own humanity and that of her people. Okay? Next up, Mary Kubica, The Good Girl. I actually rented this book out at the library. I didn't get a chance to read it. I ended up, bringing it back. But I found this at 2nd and Charles, so I was like, you know what? Why not? So this is going to be part of my fall read. I've heard good things about Mary Kubica, and I love a good thriller book. And it's crazy because as much as I love thriller, I never read any of her novels. That's insane to me. So we would definitely be diving into this come the fall. Okay, 5th. Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I've heard great things about this author as well. My cousin actually read this book. She reads a lot of Lisa Jewell. I never read any of her books, but I was like, why not? Why not? They had about 4 or 5 copies of this book, and they were all discounted. I paid $7.95 for this book, y'all. $7.95. So definitely diving into the fall. And last but not least, this book was recommended by 2 subscribers from YouTube that I follow. They raved about this book, and it was really one of the main reasons why I went to the bookstore today, because I wanted to see if they had a copy of it. Excuse me. And luckily, they did. So, last but not least, Annie John by Jamaica Kincaid. This is a coming of age story. We will read the synopsis. Since her first prize-winning collections of stories, At the Bottom of the River, Jamaica Kincaid's work has been met with nothing short of amazement. The New York Times hailed her power, and the Los Angeles Times Book Review said no one else seems to be writing quite this way right now. With Annie John, the story of a young girl coming of age in Antigua, Kincaid tore open the theme that lies at the heart of all her fierce novels: the essential bonds created by a mother's love. In this novel, written in Kincaid's lucid, elemental style, Annie John is universally familiar and wretchedly real. I heard good things about this book. I know it's a coming of age, a coming of sexuality. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it, because more than one person has told me how amazing it is. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Yeah. So guys, that was my 6 finds at the bookstore today, and I paid under $40 for all of them. So I am so freaking excited. And like I said, it will be a long time coming before I even review these books, because like I said, y'all already saw my July to be read list. So yeah, so I'm about to do some work, and then later on I'm about to read, because like I said, the weather's going to be bad tonight, so I don't have any major plans for today as far as, like, getting some work done, getting some content done. And yeah, I'm probably going to be in the house for a majority of the evening, because like I say, the weather is going to be supposed to be really bad. So until next time, guys, like I say, this vlog is steady going. I will probably wrap up this vlog after I get a chance to give y'all an update on how I liked it, Akwaeke's second book. So stay tuned, and I will see y'all for the next clip. All right. Hi guys, welcome back. So this will be the final part of this reading vlog. I know, like, I didn't even know how I was going to close it. I did know that I wanted to finish You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty before I uploaded the video, just because I wanted to give y'all like a full review on the death of Akwaeke OG, and also a full review on this book. So both books, like I mentioned before, is by Akwaeke Emezi. Y'all, so this is the cover once again. Like I say, the book, it was 250 something pages. It 278 pages. Overall, the book was a short read, but because of my work week and just like my just stuff overall during the week, it has been a busy week. So I didn't really have time to read it as fast as I wanted to. So I ended up finishing it last night. And I meant to record last night, but I was just too tired. I was like, no, I'm gonna do it tomorrow early while I'm just alert and I can give my honest review. Okay, so remember I told y'all, like, the death of Akwaeke OG, that book contained a lot of triggers, a lot of issues. It was a book that definitely I would not read again, but it's definitely a book I won't forget. Definitely a book that would be a conversation piece. Like, if another person read the book, is it a book I would recommend? Probably not. Just because of some of the themes and some of the things that happened in the book, I probably wouldn't recommend it to another reader. If it's a book that you just so happen to read and, like, we end up like discussing it, cool. But is it a book that I'm going to go out of my way to recommend to someone? No. So you made a fool of Death of Your Beauty. I ended up reading this one. Remember I told y'all when I checked out The Death of Akwaeke OG, when I checked that out from the library, they also had this book. And I remember my cousin, uh, she had discussed that she had read the book, and she was saying like the book was wild. But I will say she didn't refer it to me. And the crazy part is, y'all, we had a whole, before I even recorded this video, baby, I woke up, I had a whole rant. Like, the first thing I did when I woke up, I had sent her a voice message of my review about this book. Like, this book was wild and messy. And she was like, I know. And so she was like just too tickled about my reaction. She was like, I knew you was going to react that way to the book. And she said, that's exactly why I didn't refer it to you intentionally, because I know you. So I thought that part was like hilarious, because yes, I see why you didn't like, because usually like if she reads a book that she thinks I will enjoy, she will recommend it to me. She will refer it to me like, look, I read this book. I loved it, and I think you will enjoy it too. But this particular read, even after she read it, she didn't refer it to me. Like I told you, mind you, I ended up just reading this off a whim because I picked up The Death of Akwaeke OG at the library, and they also had this book. So I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and just read 2 books by her, because I had never read anything by Akwaeke. Y'all, this book, baby, when I tell you messy, 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 messy. I did not like. Okay, I ain't gonna say. Okay, let me rewind. So, let me just read the synopsis again before we dive into like my honest review. Okay. Faye wants to learn how to be alive again. It's been 5 years since the accident that killed the love of her life, and she's also a new person now. An artist with her own studio, sharing a brownstone apartment with her ride-or-die best friend Joy, who insists it's time for Faye to ease back into the dating scene. Faye isn't ready for anything serious, but a steamy encounter at a rooftop party cascades into a whirlwind romance she could never have imagined. A luxury trip to a tropical island, decking lit meals in the glamorous home of a celebrity chef, and a major curator who wants to launch her art career. She even started dating the perfect guy, but their new relationship might be sabotaged before he has a chance by the overwhelming desire Faye feels every time she locks eyes with one person who was most definitely off limits: his father. His father, y'all. Keep that in mind. This new life she asked for just got a lot more complicated, and Faye must begin her search for real answers. Who is she ready to become? Can she release her past and honor her grief while still embracing her future? And of course, there's the biggest question of them all. How far is she willing to go for a second chance at love? Akwaeke Emezi, vivid and passionate writing, takes us deep into a world of possibility and healing, and the constant bravery of choosing love against all odds. So remember I told y'all that The Death of Akwaeke OG was a wild read. It was a very heartbreaking and heavy read. This book was wild. This book was a wild read too. And I will say, to say the least, as an author, Akwaeke Emezi, she definitely has a writing style that keeps you in tune, and basically is like, oh yeah, you're going to remember this book, whether you liked it or not. You are going to remember my books, whether you like them or not. And this book, I gave it 3 stars. That's my official rating. My cousin, she rated it a 4. Overall, I gave it a 3 out of 5. Y'all, it was very messy. Some parts I really did feel like, don't get me wrong, the author, her writing style is very unique, and she can write her ass off. Excuse me, her pronouns are they. So I'm gonna use, yeah. So as far as the writing, as far as the author, their writing styles are very unforgettable, to say the least. Both books definitely made me feel some type of way. Definitely triggered some things inside of me to the point I was just like, what the fuck, Akwaeke? Like, that was like my initial reaction off both of the reads, like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? Like, what the fuck, girl? Like, it's just like, okay. So, it's rare that I come across a book that I don't like any of the characters. Like, this particular book, there was only one character that I liked, and that was the son, Nasir, which was her friend, which was Feihe's friend in the book. Y'all, he was the only character that I liked throughout the whole story. I could not stand the main character, Feihe, and if you read the book, you will understand why. She was very self-centered. She was an opportunist. She was self-absorbed. She was selfish. She was shallow. Like, there were so many flaws about her, like, that I side-eyed throughout the whole book. And, like, some parts, I was just like, really? And then don't get me wrong, like, she did experience a certain grief and a certain loss in the book that made me, like, my heart wanted to reach out to her because of that particular incident. Like I said, I don't want to spoil it for the ones that do plan on reading it. So she does experience like a certain loss and a certain grief. So, like, my heart wanted to go out to her. I wanted to like this character so freaking bad, y'all. Y'all don't understand. I wanted to like her so freaking bad. But at the same time, some of the decisions she was making in the book, she made that very hard to do so. Like, she was just so impulsive. Like, some of the decisions she was making was so impulsive and so irresponsible. It was to the point I was just like, what the fuck, Faye? Like, what are you doing? Like, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, I was literally saying that out loud when I was reading some of the parts. Like, what are you doing? Like, are you for real right now? And I understand it's fiction, but y'all, at the same time, like, if this was a story that happened in real life, baby, I don't mind. I don't believe in calling people 304s, but baby, if this was like a person in real life, she definitely would have been a 304 in my eyes. Yeah, she definitely would have been a 304 in my eyes, because y'all just got to read it to understand where I'm coming from. And then it's crazy because, like, some people, like, when I was going in reading this book, a lot of people raved about this book. Like, a lot of people gave it 5 stars. So I'm just like, okay, that's what's up. Like, okay. But at the same time, after reading it, I'm like, okay, it was a good read overall. And don't get me wrong, I can respect the author's writing style, because don't get me wrong, they can write. I'm not discrediting the author's writing at all. Do they create stories that trigger you and create stories that are definitely not basic? For sure. You're definitely not going to forget about the book. But the people that rave this 5 stars, I really want to know why. Like, what was it about this book that made it a 5-star? Because, like, morally, like, some of the things that was happening, like, if we're talking, like, morally wise, there were so many parts of this book that was fucked up. Like, I'm keeping it real. Like, there were so many parts of this book that I did not agree with. Like, I was, like, really side-eyeing the characters, and I was just like, okay. So, yeah, guys, like I say, but at the same time, I will say, if you want a juicy, messy summer read, something fun, something that's gonna, like, take you off the edge of your seat, I would definitely recommend it. But I don't think that I would never, like, I read 2 books by her, and from what I read, she definitely writes works that you won't forget. She definitely writes out of people's comfort zones, and I'm not knocking it whatsoever, but do I feel like I need to read another book by her? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, these 2 were enough for me, in my opinion. it just wasn't my cup of tea. Like the first one wasn't my cup of tea, like the Death of Ivek OG wasn't my cup of tea, and this one wasn't my cup of tea. And a lot of people actually raved about it. Like if you check the reviews, like some of the views were mixed, but overall, like the reviews are really good, y'all, on this book. And I'm just like, okay. But the people that gave it 5 stars, like seriously, like this is not a trick question. What was it what was it about this book that made it 5 stars? Like I seriously want to know. Like I seriously want to know like your perspective and your opinion about what made it a 5-star read for you. Like I really want to know in the comments if you're watching this video. So like I said, guys, it was the 3-star read for me. So my next read up is a Gold Coast Dilemma by Nana Malone. I read a few reviews on that one. The reviews so far look good, so I'm gonna dive into that one later after. I do have a work training for a couple hours today, so after I finish that and after like I get settled into my day, into my evening, I will be starting that book tonight. So hopefully I will have a better feeling about, and like I say, y'all, I didn't hate the book. I didn't hate it. I'm not going to say that I didn't hate it. It just wasn't my cup of tea. But once again, I remember I told y'all, I mentioned I'm not really a big romance girl to begin with. So there's certain romance tropes that I'm just like okay, this is far-fetched. Like, like I can't get jiggy with it, And this book, it was just 3 stars for me. It was just 3 stars for me. So yeah, guys, that concludes the end of this vlog. Like I say, I will be back to keep y'all updated on just my July reads, and so forth. So yeah, like if you read the book, if you read anything by Akwaeke Emezi, feel free to share that in the comments, what you didn't like, what you did like about the book, and so forth. So yeah, guys, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.